Okay, time for another one of those. Let's start. One guy in my group sort of told me how he doesn't want to use password managers and how he doesn't care. And it's just IT. So it's okay if you don't have state-of-the-art knowledge, whatever. Yeah, sure, whatever, buddy. Tell yourself that there's like 15-year-old technology. And on the other hand, we heard an anecdote like 1 week later or the same week about how, how should I put it? How a password manager would have helped. But that's the thing. We are all retarded. And it's just not enough if somebody comes to you with all the answers. I think it boils down to this. There are many movies which grappled the concept of some guy, some girl, finds out what is it, date of his or her death and whatnot, Like, oh no, what can I do now that I know this information? Life, it's different, blah, blah, blah. You should never know this date because this knowledge is like dangerous, blah, blah. Or somebody gets like all the answers, Bruce Almighty and whatnot, This is like screenwriters 101. You make someone totally OP and then you have to like mock his ability in some degree and whatnot. And it boils down to this, like in real life, art copies real life and real life copies art and whatnot. Suppose you had somebody next to you, the person had all the answers. Dare I say, we are so fucked in the head, like we are so extremely ignorant, all of us, that it doesn't matter if this person is right beside us and telling us everything we need to know all the time. We still will say, nah, I don't trust you, you're lying, you try to sabotage me and my whatever, I'm growing into some sort of belief, There are a few people out there who trust an external opinion, but all the other people just say, yeah, I stay narrow-minded because it has worked in the past and it will work in the future. Yes, that much is right, but here's the fun fact. If you gave the external information a chance, then you might see that there is a possibility sort of for growth. And if you don't, yeah, fuck yourself and suffer and burn it, I don't know, But don't complain. Never ever complain. Because I heard you complain. I almost wanted to help you out, but I learned also a valuable lesson, or two valuable lessons, the last 1 or 2 weeks. One of them was, it's quite hard. I think I'm getting the hang of it. But with my 34 years of lifetime on this very earth, I think I was finally able to lie to people in their face because, like I said before, this was all about being honest in some degree, trying to be honest. And I also read the stupid idiom saying sort of, or statement, or what was it, where somebody said, if you are not aware that you're lying, you are not lying. And I thought, like, what? And this is where I kind of stopped, because I thought, this is too much, this is rage bait, I won't enter this discussion. Skip this discussion, hop onto the next one, Keep in mind, out of all the options, this is quite difficult for me especially, out of all the options to talk with somebody about everything, all the time, constantly, do keep in mind, you can just skip the question or skip the statement, divert from the main objective narrative. Don't give in, don't feed the troll, don't give it any power, as this will bite your ass if you go into this sort of discussion level. It's quite nice. I looked for the weather and whatnot, and Google Weather told me, trust me bro, no rain incoming. Now I see fucking cloudy clouds, cloudy clouds, And I also see, how should I put it? Yeah, it's not too clear of a sky, and I think I felt a rain droplet. And yeah, holy fucking shit, man. Okay, this is too much. I'm protecting my eyes with the smartphone. Let's see how good this works. Does this work? It works quite well. Nice, awesome. Okay, where were we? Yeah, so this is quite hard to train, but try to skip certain points where you don't have to jump in, you know? This is quite nice. It's more rhetorical advice for you, as I'm aware you might already know this, but this is more like a refresher, you know, personal notes and whatnot, which could be handy in the future. Then the next thing is, sometimes I say, under the following circumstances, blah, 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 blah. Then the person says, but this is irrelevant, as you would need the following circumstances. And it's happened like 2 or 3 times, or 2 or 3 days in a row from multiple people where I said, okay, interesting, I feel like nobody's listening to me anymore. Interesting. Where I got a little bit aggravated. That's one thing, okay? And I sorta got like, what is it? Punishment in regards to the other person stating in the morning, like, I don't give a fuck, you know? And I don't care. You can do this, sure. Do this to me. But you shouldn't wonder if I try to pull myself out of the situation. As you've created the situation, be aware that you're part of the problem, you know? And I think it's quite important that we stick to the script and come to a realization if somebody is extremely, how should I put this, trying to fuck you over from A to B to C to D, this is where you should draw the line, you know? And yeah, maybe it's time to draw the line, you know? I've done everything I could to my degree, to my personal boundary. Don't step over it, because otherwise I might get angry, and you wouldn't like me angry, as I'm a wild Sigma Alpha boy. No, just kidding. Nice, I'm using the smartphone as an eye protector. Quite awesome. You should definitely do this. This enhances the experience so much. Now, but as I was saying, yeah, a mental offload. Yeah. So, fuck these fuckers. Fuck those fuckers. Fuck the others fuckers for all the fuckery that they did. And the next fucking thing is that this institute pulled on me. I don't feel like elaborating, or maybe I should elaborate, you know? We're in April, let's put it like this. Let's suppose it's April. Maybe this is fake, maybe this is real. Now you can see it on the meta text that I extract from the video title, from the video file I'm uploading, you know, copy pasting it. But it's the beginning of April, and at the end of April there will be some sort of test for a certain field that I'm working that will qualify me to get my paper. Hopefully I will get my paper, as this somewhat matters, you know. If not, fuck it, life goes on. The more reason I have to excuses to focus on other endeavors, you know. But it would be nice if I got the paper. And yeah, regarding the paper, I gotta take a piss, man. Hopefully I get the paper, blah blah blah, blah de blah. I'll do the presentation that I have to do. So it's even 3 papers in a presentation. And all of the shit, well, work and school and travel and meet and talk and sleep and everything. So I've mentioned this before, on the 15th of July, I'll be a free person again, you know, hopefully with a piece of paper. Otherwise that would suck quite a lot. And those points mean other people will be more qualified, even though I know for a fact that they are not, but who cares, you know? If Germany says so, you gotta listen. And Germany says everything is like this, and then you gotta bow down and say, yeah, it's that way. Sure, man. Totally agree with you. Anyways, this fucking shit will drown me the next couple of 2 or 3 months. Like seriously, you know? Getting, sleep bags under the eyes, as big as the elephant foot in Chernobyl, that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, that's the thing And this fucking institute, I fucking hate this institute. This fucking institute has to die. It was lying to my face once, no, twice, no, 3 times basically, you know? And here's what I know about these fuckers. They lie, they stink, they are scammers, they are cheaters. This is just a government-approved scam. And I hope the government gets fucked up even way more. I hope government gets ripped a new one in a every second basis, because fuck you, man. This is not an institute, this is like a scam, this is a rip-off. I do understand certain parts of it, I don't understand certain parts of it, and the way it's implemented, it's just a big fucking scam, you know? Everyone gets fucked from every angle possible, and fuck you all for pulling me through this shit. And if I'd known this, how retarded and stupid and shitty all of this is, this fucking official government institute. Nah, man. Oh hell no! Oh hell no! You know, like the meme with the Gramps screaming, "Oh hell no!" You know, and this is how it feels, man. Yeah. I mean, no way turning back now. Blah blah. Gotta sit it through, but I also have to take what is this? Not brothel, a hotel, a motel. What is it? Hostel, something like this. Bed and breakfast, some shit like that. I gotta pay this out of my own pocket, because what is it? Official transportation is fucked, and it's in my responsibility that the official transportation is fucked, you know? This is, of course, the government institutions putting you in trial, say, the surroundings are fucked, this is your fault. This is literally how little children argue. But if you get the stamp, then you turn from a little child into a big government institute. I am the big guy. My mommy and my papi said I am very smart because they said so. And because I have this government stamp, it's okay that I act like a stupid fuckwit. And this is how it works, you know? Try this yourself. Create some shitty institution. I don't know, you don't even need to provide any service or idea, whatever. Just create some lorem ipsum fake ass shit, you know? Business synergies. Get the government approval. There you go. Print your fucking money, man. You know? Put the money in the bag and run. And yeah, why not? Why not? You know, why don't become... There's so little reasons to not become a grifter. Everyone is laughing in your face, man. Why aren't you becoming a grifter? You know? It's the only way you can survive in this fucking dog-eat-dog whatever, you know? And fuck you for... I don't know. I should have put this, man. This is just... Yeah. There will be a time where I might even have the chance to complain a little bit more. And if I find, you know, right place, right time and whatever, if I get the chance, I will let you guys know. But as, how should I put this? Officially, you're unbribable. You're super professionals, and the test makes sense, and the criteria also makes sense. Blah blah blah, blah blah. You do you. Tell yourself these funny little lies, you know. Do a little bit of LARPing, do a little bit of role play. I'm in my silly arc, you know. I'm in my government arc. I'm retard maxing and whatnot. Sure, buddy. Go ahead. But at least it's from, how should I put it? From government tax money and all. So, yeah. Keep in mind you're paying for this retard shit, you know? So, if you gave me the option to choose between some random weapons exports for some sort of random war that apparently is important to us because somebody said so, or this retarded government, what is the schooling system, I'd rather use it for weapons, as weapons fulfill a case, hopefully, in regards when they're properly manufactured, because guns at least kill people. It's bad, but think about it. There is a plan. There is some sort of, oh Jesus, don't say solution, man. You're German. Think about the background, you know. There's a problem and you can somewhat solve it. And a gun or a bomb or a drone can solve the issue. And if it's built properly, properly built, then you've reached your goal. You just need some person to operate this shit. And how should I put it? Just, yeah. At least the fucking gun gets something done, you know? Everything else is just gives me money, because I don't do anything and I'm fat and slobby and sweaty and stinky and I can't do anything, but I want a paper from you to prove that I'm a fucking piece of garbage. And you say, wow, thank you, awesome, you're doing so great. You even have an official company logo, you know. I suppose this is how I've seen it. You have, for certain business areas, you have, what is it, blah. Then you have your HWK, you have your DEHAGO, you have your IHK, you have all these fuckwits. It's not one constitution, it's like 3 or 4, because one says you're working with the hands, you know, or let's say if you're a construction worker, you know, and the other say if you're in the kitchen, this is a service you're providing. Your hands are providing a service, you know. You're not working with your hands, you're providing a service with your hands. Therefore somebody else is responsible. I'm not kidding you. If you ask ChatGPT about this, that's because the history and whatnot, you know, it grew like this. And this is totally normal, because why should we standardize anything, you know? Please don't tell anybody about, how should I put this? Yeah. There's just, the norm is there's no norm. Somebody told me this, like, Merlin, there's no script for this, and there's no script for that. And do think about all the things that go wrong, because things that go right, most of the cases aren't freestyled. They're following a strict guideline, they're following a strict script, an ISO norm that kind of provides a guideline, a roadmap, whatever, project management, blah, blah, blah. But at the end, you know where you are and what you have to do and how you finish the stuff. And if it comes to learning, building system, whatever, the learning standard, think about this, you know. They preach, do as they say, you know, Star Wars, whatever, Darth Vader, do as I say, not as I do. I suppose this is from Star Wars, I don't know. You know, I make the rules, and the rules are compliant and normalized and apply to everything. And you say to everything? Yeah, to everything. But, asterisk, not all of those conditions and whatnot. And then you find out, wow, nothing is normalized. At least this is just education. Education has no worth, so that is okay, you know. But, man, I mean, you had like 2, 3, 4, 5 shots at this. We're talking like 5 shots and you missed them all, you know. I feel like from a governmental perspective, this is how it goes. You have like a basketball team and everyone is like the super losiest loser you could imagine. And out of all these losers, you pick the biggest loser. However, you will do this with the metrics and measurements and values and whatever. You do some funky pie charts and whatnot, you know? You get your funky Excel sheets going, okay? You get your statistics and whatnot, heuristics. And then you go on to, how should I put it? And say, okay, out of all you fuck-ups, this is the biggest fuckwit. And this guy, you know, is responsible. This is like the last, 5 minutes, and he has to throw 5 hoops in order to win the game, you know. And all he has to do, like, we're talking like 1 meter, and this guy's like 3 meters big, so he just has to take the ball and drop it. Done. But 5 times he misses, you know. And because he's so bad, he's in sort of like, how should I put this, in this position. So think about, I also mentioned this problem earlier, like a couple of months ago. When you look at politics and whatnot, think about the big picture. Don't look at faces, don't look at names, don't look exactly, this is too detailed. You're not seeing the tree in front of the woods in front of the tree or whatnot, you know. You gotta think big scale, you know. You gotta think like, just not this country is fucking it up. There are many countries fucking it up big time. And you got your dictators fucking shit up. You got your democracy fucking shit up. And they're fucking it up differently. So it boils also down to red shit and blue shit. What kind of color you like on your piece of shit that is like a piece of shit, you know? And think about this. How about you don't make like I feel like every 4th or 5th person some sort of politician in this country, and every 2nd person is like into politics. So yeah, how about we don't do that? How about some hybrid form of dictatorship and what is it? Democracy. And I'm talking like, it's not just democracy, this hasn't gotten us anywhere, I suppose, because you try to make it right for everyone, so everyone loses in this regard. How about, this is insane, use fucking common sense, How about you help your citizens? How about some nice schools here, a couple regulated systems there, some hospitals, whatever, research, and how about standards? How about standards for things, Let's call it isonorm, Let's apply this to school system. It's quite funny when you preach, you're like, learn this shit and learn that shit. But if you ask the school, so what did you learn? What do you mean with learning? I'm the school, I'm smart. That is not a real answer. Sorry, man, gotta disappoint you here. That is not a real answer. A real answer would be, I'm operating on these guidelines, and these guidelines are cross-compatible. Think about this fucking super sweet word. Cross-compatible to every country, every nation, every whatever, Last time I checked, I suppose we were somewhat in the EU. This means like Europe, So I do get that certain countries don't agree, okay? But here's the thing. We have 16 states in here, and all of these states also don't agree with each other. But why stop there? Let's increase the hatred. Let's increase the diversification or splitting up, the diversion in regards to, how about we make it like in the Middle Ages, The king has told thee you have to pay for the toll booth. As thine king, I require those payments for our beautiful castles in whatnot. Something like that. Yeah. So let's go back to the Middle Ages, and then you approach them and tell, let's go all the way back to the Middle Ages. Maybe we lead a little bit of the Black Plague. Maybe all our fingers and toes and pieces of our faces have to fucking rot off till somebody realizes, hey, it's cool to have no stance about anything. And like, it's a big circle jerk, like with, but certain parts are normalized. Yeah, but what about the other parts, man? I mean, you got like, I think, is it 70,000 or 80,000 norms and whatnot? But education is not in one of them. Think about that. So what keeps one school from another school? Why shouldn't one school teach you like, we didn't came out of caves, we flew from the sky, like bird people from the Mars, We were some sort of alien life forms, and we landed on Earth, and we ate raw rocks, uncooked, for 20,000 years, and this is how we evolved. What is stopping the school exactly from that? Yeah, because blah blah blah. But no, that is out of all the fuck ups, this is the one, the most painful one. And you reap what you sow, buddy. This is what I'm telling you. You reap what you sow. If I'm getting, well, what I suppose I might get, I do have a certain, I do think I might have the guts to talk a lot of trash, apply for a lot of shitty jobs in hopes that my kidney won't disappear somewhere in outlandish region, But if everything goes well, fuck this and fuck that. And going to a different country won't change anything. This is like wretched bullshit, So now you have to apply to another different shitty country rules. And certain aspects are quite nice here, The weather isn't one of them. Let's put it like that. Even though it's quite bright and clear at the moment. But I'd rather, as I mentioned before, vitamin D overload, 200 degrees all the time. You have basically 2 hours of darkness. This is for sleep. Everything else is just sun exposure, sun exposure, sun exposure. And besides all of this, what can I tell you? A little bit of learning, a little bit of talking, a little bit with this, a little bit of that. I have like 1 week now to get my shit done, to do like my project and my learning stuff, and for the test and whatnot. and hopefully a little bit of sleep. I'll get back and hanging out with buddies, and everything else don't matter. But yeah, I think there's also a teeny tiny spark of hope that I can make some music, that I even live stream. But this would require certain parts of these are my responsibility, gooning and talking with one or two friends a little bit too long, sure. On the other hand, it's also these external factors, keeping yourself at least somewhat almost in shape, with the steps and whatnot, 10 or 20k steps. It ain't much, but it's better than nothing, believe me, That's quite funny. I've seen both people on the spectrum, the ones who say, yeah, no man, hedonism, we all gonna die, so let's enjoy our smoke and our beer and our, I don't know, nicotine, coffee and whatnot, And on the other hand, people who say like, yeah, my body is like a temple, nothing highly processed enters my body, and I have to do meditation and mental awareness, and I fucking hate both of you. I hope you deserve each other. You kind of should be trapped in some sort of room and, I don't know, get along, which is quite ironic as I'm promoting some sort of hatred. But yeah, let the hate flow through you, Get mad until something in your head pops, If the vision gets blurry, if you feel some internal bleeding, this is a good sign, This is anger management. Don't talk about your feelings. Scream and shout everyone till they get like unconscious. This is a good sign. Don't stop, Keep on grinding. Hustler Sigma grind set 2026. I'm out.